Hello everyone, sorry, I know my mic sounds like crap. I am not used to this. It's just I wanted to try to provide a solution I found, and I hope that some of you can find it useful. I'm running a Ryzen 3900X with a 570 motherboard, X570 motherboard, specifically the MSI Meg Ace. I've had a problem with my CPU temps ramping up, and 10 degrees Celsius every couple of seconds or more, and then kind of working its way down nearly as quickly. And I've tried a lot of solutions that I've found online. Over here I've kind of left this up for a little while so you can see, during this time here, like, I was kind of browsing the internet. Nothing intense, just, trying to figure out how to set the stream up, YouTubing solutions to getting this going. So, and before that, nothing much. And this here is my CPU temperature. And you can see it, like, jumps all over the place every couple of seconds. It gets very warm. My fans ramp up to deal with the sound, and I've got my the IQ fan set to extreme to kind of like beat this fucking thing down. Oh, I'm sorry for the language. To beat this down, and I can get it to idle at about 44, 40 sometimes, but it just ramps up constantly, all the way up to like 60, sometimes a little higher. As you can see here, and it's been driving me nuts. I've been looking all over the internet for a solution. I've seen all sorts of stuff recommending you try, lowering your RAM speed and adjusting the fan curve, and try different, power plan settings, from balance to whatever other options there are. And I did find that, like, the low power or the power saver power plan, like, totally solved my problem. It'd bring my idle temps consistently down to like 38 degrees Celsius, and it would stay there problem free. But obviously I don't want to limit my computer's performance abilities. I paid a lot of money I've got for this system. So I finally found a solution, and I just kind of wanted to share it with you guys. So first I wanted to show you here. You can see my core voltage was always at around 1.44. It sometimes would drop down to like 1.39, 1.38, but it really kind of stays up here at the max voltage. And I didn't want to have to resort to limiting my voltage through my BIOS. By the way, my BIOS is the most up-to-date. MSI released this BIOS in January, and there hasn't been another one since. So just wanted to throw that out there. It's something I covered and didn't solve my problem. In fact, I think they've only released like 2 BIOS updates. There might have been one in November, and then there was another one in January, or maybe January was the only one. But I put it on. I hoped it would solve my problems. It didn't. I've had this computer for like almost a year. I bought it like the month it came out. I bought the components the month it came out. But let me digress and just kind of show you my solution. So first, the only thing that's kind of eating up a lot of my CPU usage is my Corsair, because I've got the power plan set to really high, to extreme. So I'll just go ahead and turn that down. It doesn't really make much of a difference. My idle temp might raise a few degrees, might not actually, but we'll see. Anyway, but you still see these spikes every couple of seconds. It just consistently goes that way, and there's nothing I can do. And it's not like the CPU. In fact, since I've started this recording, it's not like it's impacted the temperature spikes. There's no like definable curve that can be like, oh, you would think using this extra processing to record a video might have an impact. It hasn't. So these spikes are like insane, you know, whereas this video is doing nothing to impact my CPU usage or temperature. This, you know, these random spikes have been driving me nuts. So let me just hurry up and get along with this. Core voltage was at 1.43. You know, I've been told not to trust any of the other temperature settings, but, you know, through the Ryzen, because, you know, for some reason it doesn't activate the sleep state or whatever, you know, the core sleep state or whatever. My computer reacts like it's getting these jolts of, you know, voltage, and it's, you know, ramping up and ramping down. So Ryzen master aside, my computer's still responding to it, and I've tried shutting down all the monitoring software. I've turned off IQ, I've turned off Afterburner, I've turned everything off, but still I can hear my fans ramp up. My motherboard has a built-in debug logger on the motherboard, and it displays there the CPU temp, so maybe that's a factor. But I found a solution. I want to share it with you. It's pretty simple, and you know, I hope it works for some of you guys. But if you go to the choose power plan, I've got mine set to AMD Ryzen high performance. I've tried the other ones, you know. The power saver did solve my problem. My temps went down to like 38 degrees Celsius and hung there, no spikes. But again, I don't feel like limiting my computer's capability because, you know, I'm copping out because of some BIOS problem or some processor problem. So my solution, I went to change power plan settings, and again, you know, I just want to show you here, there's not a lot being used on my CPU. Not a lot of memory being used. You know, GPU is way up there. Oh, because of this video. But really, not a lot going on. So my solution, I go to the advanced power settings, and I've got it on ultimate now. I've obviously bounced around a bit, but the solution was, you're going to watch this drop immediately. So core voltage has not left 1.4 since this video started. If you go to process and power management, go down to maximum processor state, and just change that to 99%. And immediately you can see my core voltage drop to 1. And my fans, I don't know, you probably can't hear it, but my fans have dropped. They're not ramping up anymore. My core voltage dropped, my core temp dropped to 38 degrees. You know, what was it at a minute ago? Like consistently 45 and ramping up to 54, 60. Right now it's at 38. And you can see the log here. I don't want to keep this video going for too long. You know, maybe I can just post a screenshot later and just leave it running so you guys can see. But it's not, it solved my problem immediately. That 1%, you know, I'm all the way down to 39 degrees Celsius. One change, my core voltage isn't maxed out anymore. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope this has been helpful. Have a good day or night.